when you want.
Hey, you guys, welcome back. We certainly have a beautiful place to live here in Park City, indeed all of Utah. An incredible landscape to dwell within. But certainly here in Park City, we have a great deal of amazing art, and we are also fortunate to have gifted artists who have made much of that contribution to the world's aesthetics. Be here in Park City this morning. I am pleased to welcome to the program a duo who cover a couple of the most important arts that we all consume on a daily basis, music and painting, the visual arts. I'm pleased to welcome to the program Heidi Volkov and Alexander Volkov. Good morning, my friends.
Good morning, Terry.
How are you all?
Very well, thank you.
Good to be
Great.
here.
Nice to see you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank
Alexander,
you.
you were saying that you've been here a few times over the years, but that it's been a little while.
I have visited. This year is my 21st visit. There were a couple of years when I've missed coming here, but to me, coming here is like coming back home. This is where my career as an artist began 21 years ago in 1997, and I remember like it was yesterday. You know, there's something about this town that's really magical. It's probably the weather, because it's less humid than it is back home where we come from. But it's the people, I think, and the mountains. The mountains really raise your spirit. There's something about it that when you feel that scale, you know, of space here, speaks for itself. You know, how are you
So lovely
feeling about
put.
this, Heidi? Yeah.
What is your experience here, Heidi?
I've been a few times to the art shows, but this is the first time I'm going to perform here for the community, and I'm really looking forward to that. We have just released a collaborative double disc set of art and music, and the music was written by myself in response to Alexander's paintings. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that performance this Friday at the Prospect Gallery.
We've been working together for 10 years now, and it started with the first project for the first DVD when I asked Heidi, who I didn't even know at the time, whether she would play music for me. And she said, yeah, I can, and I can actually write some music to your paintings. And that was a very eye-opening experience to me. Then it was a gift, really, to be able to see your own work as if you see it for the first time. We artists seldom experience what we do as if we were other people, you know, and it's so cool to be able to kind of open a new dimension to it. I've been painting for I don't know how long, and Heidi has played music for a long time as well, and for both of us this was kind of an ultimate achievement to put these two ways of thinking together and kind of summarize in a little piece of plastic, you know, 10 years worth of work, and looking at the world and trying to share things with people that are very important, that are basically seeing the world the way it is, you know, and sharing with them.
I think the amount of tumult that there is in the world, people need to get back to the basics, get back to nature, which is one of the fundamental elements of Alex's work. And it was so inspiring to me that I just felt that putting this collaborative effort together and putting it out there would be almost like it's therapeutic for people.
Absolutely.
And really important.
Well, some of the images behind me are a few that we brought with us to the show. These are very simple things. I don't claim to be a modern artist, but I have learned from everyone who came before me. And my influences were Turner, Vermeer, Andrew Wyeth, of course, and very many other artists. And I believe, in general, we can say that we've learned something about life when we have tried what others have done before us. In that sense, you know, there isn't really anything new in this world except things that are very well forgotten. And so I, through my work, try to rediscover these things that people have already done before me, and kind of infuse that with a new meaning which is current to us. Because I believe that we live in a world where we have to learn to communicate with each other again, because we talk a lot, we make a lot of noise and a lot of sound, and images, and they don't bear a lot of sense. That is true of the world of music, the world of art, and the world of politics, and you name it. We're busy trying to figure things out, and we don't know how to go about this. So from our end as musician and artist, we offer people a way to kind of enter in a space where they become more themselves, where they can kind of leave behind the tumult and noise and darkness and uncertainty and kind of look at themselves as if in a mirror and find that remaining self that's still theirs. You know, because a good deal of the time we forgot who we are because we are engaged into so many roles that we play in the course of the day, being a father, a husband, a co-worker, you know, a political functionary, whatever, you name it, and then we think that that precious I, should be the last one that can wait, you know. But, you know, it is important to embrace it. It is important to try to get up from your knees, you know, and just look at the world and say, I love it. I love life. You know, it's worth living. And then when you feel it, you're ready to embrace your kids again, and your wife, and your parents, and the whole world, you know, and just even go to church maybe.
He likes to paint, clearly, doesn't he?
Exactly. Well, you know, something that I was reflecting on as you were speaking, and it goes, in my experience, I'm not a visual artist, I am a musician, so I could call on that side of it, but I think of the similar thing of there aren't any new notes, there aren't any new colors, but in paying homage and studying those who have come before us, we can also free ourselves from the constraint of saying, I'm not doing anything new. One single note can be the most glorious thing to be discovered in a moment when it's perfectly used, a dot of color, etc., and that there's a renewal and a return to, exactly as you're saying, an enthusiasm, a refreshment of life.
And it's the same with music in the sense that when I look at Alexander's paintings, you know, that's my mirror. So that's how I'm responding. So, for example, a piece on the album is called Christian's Workshop, and you can tell when you listen to the piece that it's clearly the hammering, gentle hammering, because my music's very gentle, of his tools in his workshop. And it's my response to it, and there is nothing new about it. You're right, and it's the poignancy, and if that poignancy is human enough, and if it can just touch one or two other people, then the job's done, right?
What a lovely thought that each note or each brushstroke doesn't have to be for everyone. That can be for those certain people in that moment, and in the next moment can be another note or splash that appeals to a different portion of your audience.
I think from a professional standpoint as well, if a musician begins to worry that they haven't reached the multitude, they're not going to advance.
Absolutely.
They need to understand the demographic of their music and who enjoys it, and the subject matter too. And with us, luckily, the subject matter lends itself to a wide demographic. Actually, older folks who love to collect art and love to listen to more peaceful music, but also the younger crowd, ironically, who are looking for something to get themselves out of the steaming environment today.
I'd like to add an important note to this, that having come here 21 times over the course of my life, this year we're bringing something very special here, and it is a concert that will be taking place on Friday. It will be live music performed by Heidi with live projections of images on the big screen, and so the viewers will be able to see the images evolve in time as Heidi plays music in real time.
And it's really important to say they're not static images. It's moving video footage. So we pan in and out of very close-up elements of Alexander's paintings and then out. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Also, what makes it unique is that for the first time, this is taking place in the gallery setting. We've had concerts
really
in concert venues, in churches, where we were able to project images on the entire wall. That was just a breathtaking effect, and the music filling the space and all. But being surrounded by artwork and people who are there, expecting to look at art, but listening to the music at the same time would be unique, unusual, and very exciting to both of us.
No question about it, and just the general idea of consuming visual art and a beautiful audio accompaniment, but the fact that the two of you are pair bonded in life, there has to be some magic in that you may not see from collaborators in similar media, but maybe not with that same relationship.
We did a performance 2 nights ago for a very intimate crowd. Well, it was about 70 people, but still it was intimate. It was in a house in Pacific Palisades.
Oh, great.
Excuse me.
Great area.
And the first thing that was said in response to it by the host after the performance was, wow, there's suddenly so much love in the room. And that, I think, is what is brought by our marriage.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the marriage of our arts as well. It's really conveyed, and I think people sort of are swimming in it by the end of the evening. It's a very enjoyable experience. So.
Swimming in it, I absolutely love it. So Friday night,
Yes.
Friday
at the
night.
Prospect.
Yes.
Yeah.
What time will
7
you all
p.m.
start? 7 p.m. And is there a website where folks can go to find more information, or are tickets necessary?
I'm not sure exactly about the logistics on that level.
They should call Pando Fine Art or Park
yeah,
City Fine Art
right.
Fantastic.
and speak to anybody there, and they
Right.
will guide them to the tickets or the entrance. Just come
Right.
along. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the next day we'll have a regular show with meeting with people, which is what we do. We talk about art, talk about meetings. We speak live to people, obviously. So, and by the way, there's that book that I've produced about a year ago.
Fantastic.
Now that compresses within those pages the 10 years worth of my artistic life. And that would be available along with the DVD and CD, as well as paintings and limited editions of those for those who would like to bring home with them a bit of that, magic, let's put it that way, right?
Indeed. Alexander, Heidi, so lovely to meet the both of you. Congratulations on your many collaborations, and I'm hopeful to be able to see and hear this wonderful experience this Friday night. We wish you all the best. Thank you for visiting.
Thank you for having us on the
Look
show,
forward to
Terry.
seeing you guys
Thank you.
again. All the best. Heidi Breyer Volkov and Alexander Volkov, this absolutely gorgeous book. I would open it up, but we need to go to a commercial break. But suffice to say that you need one of these on the table upon which you place your coffee. We'll be back right after this.